It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Guys, welcome to another episode of NBN. We got the professor here. We got Ego. TK's in the background producing. He's the go to producing, so this is a shout out to him. We're going to talk about this episode about the latest with the DCU. It's just another L after another L after another L. Supergirl came out last week in the box office. It was $62 million worldwide, $38 million domestically. It is an historic flop. It is probably one of the top 5 comic book flops in history. The problem is not only who to blame. It's not just who to blame. We know the writing was bad. We know the villain was bad. It's not that. It's more about a little nuance here. But before we go further, make sure to like, subscribe, leave comments. Again, let's go a little bit further into this nuance and say, what's the future of the DCU? Remember, guys, Lanterns comes out in 2 months. Clayface comes out in Halloween time. And if you look at the bottom, this is the box office, this is the budget, this is how much they made, this is the projected, this is the Rotten Tomato stuff. So I'm going to go with Professor. What does the DCU need to do to rectify what the hell just happened with Supergirl?
So to rectify it, they need to just stop making movies that people don't ask for. At the end of the day, what messes up DC every single time is that they're always chasing whatever Marvel's doing, but they're too late every single time. What they were better off doing was focusing on what they're good at, which is animation. DC has a long history of good animation, and James Gunn has ideas that I think translate to animation very well. James Gunn also made Peacemaker. Peacemaker is a very good TV show. Well, the first season was very good. Later season, I don't know. And the thing is, rather than lean into what was their strong suit as a, I guess you can call it studio, they decided to explore making more movies. And every single time they do it, they fall short. If we remember, what killed the Snyderverse wasn't just Batman versus Superman. It was really Aquaman 2 and Wonder Woman 2. 2 movies that nobody asked for. Similarly, Supergirl, I think, is going to be the first nail in the coffin for this version of the DCU too. A movie that nobody asked for, that nobody saw, that just wasn't good enough. And I don't think it's the fault of Millie Alcock at all. I think she wasn't put in a very good situation. She's essentially returning a character that's a derivative of Superman that I don't think really has a solid fan base on their own. And she's also coming after 2 other women who I think were not only more recent, but I think also more liked. You got the girl from the Supergirl TV show, who everyone likes.
Yeah.
And then you have, I think her name's Sasha Kaye or something like that.
Sasha Kaye, yeah.
Kylie, yeah. And she did a good job in The Flash, and they got rid of her. And now we've got the House of Dragons girl, and nobody asked for it. So to answer your question directly, stop doing things that nobody asked for.
Okay. Ego, as a casual DC fan, and the whole point for these movies to get the box office up and make money, and that's the whole point of the business of movies. Yeah. What do they need to do for a casual fan like you to get people back into the good graces?
So the problem is that the whole point of these movies is to actually make blockbusters, right? Like try to make as much money as possible. They're already making money of the copyright of these amazing characters. They've been making money. They still sell the comics. They still sell a lot of toys. They still sell a lot of, a lot of stuff that they make every single year for these movies when they come out. So the problem comes when you don't have good writing, right? And then I think that's been the problem for both the Superman movie and then this movie specifically, right? Like you don't have a good story. And sometimes it sucks because it should be easier to make a transition from a really good comic to a movie. But it just seems that DC doesn't know how to do it. And it just sucks because when we say it, we really want them to be successful. And we're not trying to be negative, and we're not trying to basically argue that everything that they do sucks, because it's not true, right? The Batman is doing amazing. And so, Matt Reeves is doing a hell of a job. Some will argue that it is easier to do Batman. Well, it's not easier if you don't know if you know how to do it, right? Like, let's be honest. Like the last time we did Batman before Matt Reeves, if it wasn't for the Joker, I don't know. That the part two was probably the best part of that trilogy, if you think about it. And it was, and the Joker was the bad guy. It wasn't even Batman.
No, but remember, you're forgetting, to your point about whether it's easy to make Batman or not. Ben Affleck, Zack Snyder had a shot at Batman, and he chose to do this. He chose to do this 50-year-old Batman who is defeated in life. He's angry, the rage, and he's branding people. He's killing people. And while a lot of people enjoyed Ben Affleck, for me, that was one of the worst parts of the film. But to your point, here's the thing. Creature Commandos came out, and it was, nobody really cared. You have to be a hardcore comic. Nobody really cared. Superman came out. It was mid. My favorite Superman. David Cornstalk is my second favorite Superman. I love that man. The movie's mid. The writing was bad. Peacemaker season 2, mid. So far you got two mids, and now you got Supergirl, which is an objective failure. The Lanterns needs to hit. It's a Max show. It's theoretically, I love the story with the grounded, even though the nerds are hating the fact that it's not cosmic. It will be cosmic. It's just that for now, remember, it's taking place in 10 years. It's a 10-year gap when you watch Lanterns. It's 2016 to 2026. And then we got Clayface.
Let me tell you something, kid, because I'm thinking about this and it just pisses me off. Like when we're talking about the studios making movies, they're deviating from the comic because they have to do something different. They're not gonna go into the business of making movies that look exactly like the comic because their comic already exists. So there's no point of hitting it twice. But the point is that if you're gonna deviate, don't go so far as to like, oh, we're actually catering for people who are not fans of this. Because that's the whole problem. They're trying to cater to the normal Joes. Yeah. So when they go that far, then you pisses off people who actually enjoy the comics and then are looking for something similar. We understand that the movie has to go somewhere else, like the story itself has to go somewhere else. But they take it too far, or sometimes it's not good enough, right? So as far as like DC has to turn it around, because listen, is the competition on the other side of the road looks to be doing an amazing job. Have they been betting 100%? Marvel hasn't hit 100%. They haven't, but they're a good 70% maybe, or a good 60% at this point, which is more money and more success than what DC has done in the last few years. And mind you, DC had the benefit of pushing the reset button. Amazing for Matt Reeves and the Batman.
Which Gunn didn't choose to do. He didn't put the full 100% reading. He didn't do it.
Well, he recasted everyone.
He kept Peacemaker. He kept certain characters. He didn't fully press it. So is it really a reboot? Or is it James Gunn's version of what his thing is? I don't know. It's weird. Here's the thing with to your point. Women of Tomorrow is an amazing, amazing graphic novel. It made Supergirl comically relevant, and she wasn't relevant for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And you went against the source material. And I understand that the medium between a book and a movie, it has to change. Nothing's exactly page for page. But when you have such a great comic, and then James Gunn is saying this is inspired to the movie, and then the movie is a little snippet here of what it is, but it's not really it is, then it comes across as like, to your point, Eagle, who is this movie for? It's not the comic book fans, because you didn't do exactly a great version of interpreting that story. It's not the casual fans.
Because they're not going to the movie theater and watching the movie, which sucks.
And the problem is, Gunn has yet, and I said this last in the other video, Paramount has yet to renew Peter Safran and Gunn's contract. It expires next year. Lanterns comes out in 2 months. It better be successful. Clayface comes out in 4 months. It better be successful. And then you got Men of Tomorrow, which is like around 40 or 50% done filming. Men of Tomorrow has to also be, I'll say it a different way. He's in the hot seat. He has to be in the hot seat. You can't go this far and say, how about this? We can't say that it's tough because you know what it is, to be fair to James Gunn? Let's give it until the end of the year. Let's see how these two projects do. That way, go ahead, Bill.
He's not in the hot seat. We want him to be in the hot seat. That man's not going anywhere anytime soon.
You don't think Paramount's going to let him go?
No.
Wow.
The reason why is because nobody wants to work with them. And because at the end of the day, Paramount has become a right-wing institution. So the number of creatives that they have access to is very limited. So they need people like him in order to continue to sell the idea that they're not who they are.
Wow.
That's deeper. Cool.
Love it. Yeah. Well, listen, that's a professor. He's one of a kind. Any final thoughts about what we think? How about this? I'll leave you guys with this. Do you guys agree with me? The Lanterns and Clayface have to hit. They have to hit. They have to be hits. They have to be successful this year.
No.
Perception in the DCU, you don't want it to go down.
Well, the people out. Well, I'm sorry, Eagle. Do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
The people out there don't know that I believe this, but I don't believe in cinematic universes. I don't think that they're real. I think they're all marketing ploys to get people into theaters. And I stand on that. The thing is, though, I think that every movie pretty much has to be judged on its own for what it is. When you're looking at Lanterns is an HBO Max show. Streaming shows don't succeed or fail because at the end of the day, you're either subscribing to the service or not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So truthfully, there is no streaming show that fails as long as you're logged on. Like it's so Lanterns, I think is a moot point, really. Clayface? But now, say it again. But now it's Clayface. Okay. So now when you're looking at Clayface, is Clayface a big budget film?
No, nope. $40 million budget.
It's a $40 million film. There's no way that thing fails. There's no way. Like it's they literally grabbed the change from their pockets and they put this thing together. So to me, that's a guaranteed win. The real question there is how much will it win? And the second question is, will its wins rub off on the other properties and the other movies that they're looking to make? I don't think so.
Okay.
Batman, of course, but Batman's already doing well. Like Batman don't need no help.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts of Lantern? Well, Eagle, what do you think? Does Lantern or Clayface have to hit?
Well, taking into account what Professor said about the budget, which is only $40 million.
Only $40 million.
Well, come on, they have to hit something there, right?
Clayface hits 35. You're gonna go, of course.
I mean, opening weekend, I hope.
All right, guys. Listen, we'll keep on this. This is as a resident DC guy, I can only take. I've been taking L's since '86. This is rough. I need some dubs. Matt Reeves saved me, guys. Again, leave the comments. We read all the comments. We try to engage with you guys as much as we can. We don't dislike James Gunn. We just want DC to be better. That's probably the best way I could put it. We want these movies to be better. It's just that the writing has to be better. And I think objectively, we could all see that it needs to improve. All right, guys. From the Eagle, Professor, myself, we'll catch you guys next time. And again, Matt Reeves, where are you at?